Welcome back, my dear sweet friends. This is the channel Frugal Money Saver. We are so happy you are joining us today. We are going to get right into this video because there's so much we want to cover. We show you lots of ways on what you should be doing to save money on food. We're going to incorporate that into our video today as well. But we also want to touch upon 3 things you should not be doing if you want to save money on food. We hope this video will prove to be helpful and encouraging, even though we see prices across the board rising. We see gasoline prices rising. We see food prices rising. We see home heating oil prices rising. We still can find ways to cut back and save. And today we're going to focus on food. Now, this is not a gloom and doom type of channel. Those of you who know us know that. We will give you tools to empower you to be able to deal with these rising costs. We are not going to come on here and be all scary and, oh, there's no food and everything is terrible. That's not who we are. We empower, we build up, and we try to encourage you. And we hope that that encouragement and the hints and tips we give you will be beneficial. If you are new here, hit that subscribe button. Come on and be part of the greatest bunch of subscribers on YouTube. No joke. First thing we want to touch upon, and we don't want to come off preachy in this video, but we may touch upon some things that maybe not everybody wants to hear, and you have heard them before on my channel. But I think we need to lump them all together today and really lay it out on the line if we want to really start saving some money on food. The first thing I am going to bring to your attention, 2 quick food hauls we did using loss leaders. I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to show you the 2 hauls, and then I'll tell you what we spent. We picked up a gallon of milk at Acme because I checked online and ShopRite milk was $1 more a gallon. Acme is on the way to ShopRite, so we grabbed that. They had the 4-pound bag of navel oranges for $2.99, which is an amazing price. Always count your oranges. 2, 4, 6, 8. There were 10 in this bag, and a lot of them only had 9 in the bag. So we got a big bag of oranges. Now, we had originally gone to ShopRite because we wanted to get the sausage that was on sale for $1.99. It was the ShopRite brand. When we got in there, they had the Premio brand, pound packages for 99 cents a package, which is a pound. So 99 cents. We bought 4. We didn't want to take them all. We wanted to make sure other people got in on the deal as well. And we thought 4 was fair. We paid less than $4 for 4 pounds of the Premio, and it has 2 of the hot and 4 of the sweet. That hot lends amazing flavor when you cook it up in a soup or something like that. Then we also bought the Tutarosa. I'm always looking for canned tomatoes because we make our own pasta sauce now. I haven't bought Victoria sauce in quite a while, if you notice in my hauls, because it's like $4. So we got 4 cans of diced tomatoes. They were 99 cents a can. This is our first little haul we did. Now we're going to show you our second haul. Today is February 22nd, 2022, and our local ShopRite was having super specials. They were marking items down for that celebration of the 02/22/2022. So this is what we picked up. We ran out early this morning and we got 5 pounds of potatoes for $2, which was a great deal. The Sylvania LED light bulbs, 4 of them were $2.22. The Glad cling wrap, each one was 22 cents. You were only allowed 2, and that's what we bought. The bowl and basket pasta, 22 cents a box. So these are just great stock-up items. The carrots were $1.29, my organic carrots, for a bag of those. I got 1 avocado for 99 cents. I picked up 3 bananas. Head of romaine was $2.29 a head, and it's organic, so that's an amazing price. The blueberries were $1.11 a pint, so you were allowed to get 2 of them. The Fage sour cream was 99 cents, so I got 2 of them. The 4-pack of Chobani Greek yogurt was $2.22 for 4 of them, and it's 21 ounces. And you know, if you buy a container of Chobani plain yogurt, how expensive it is. So another super special deal today. So this is all we got. We ran out specifically for some of these amazing deals, and we will put them away. That second haul was specials from this morning. We were out at like 6 a.m. shopping. They were just too great to pass up. And they'll go in the pantry. So how did we do? That haul came to $16.28. If you remember, we had $31 left for the month of February. We were striving for $100 again this month to spend on food. The first haul I showed you was just around $15. So we came in just around $31, a little over. We encourage you, shop those lost leaders. Get those low prices, put them away. Please, the pastas, things like that that are shelf stable, get them, put them away. And also, I wanted to reiterate again on the sausage. We got them for 99 cents a package. We did not want to buy more than 4. During these times, I am really conscious about making sure that if there is a deal like that, I leave some for other people. Now, I'm not telling you what to do, of course not, but that's how we kind of work it. We came in just about $100. Now, I don't think we'll have any more shopping. Today's already the 22nd, and we are loaded with food. The only thing we might need is another gallon of milk and some eggs. So we came in right around our $100 mark. So that was a total win. Now let's get into what you should not be doing if you want to save money on food. The first thing is stop wasting food. Stop wasting food. We are going to go through our refrigerator and I am going to pull a bunch of odds and ends out. We're going to show you what we did with them. So much of our produce that we buy, fruits, vegetables, things like that, end up in the garbage every week as a nation at whole. We have good intentions when we buy the lettuce and the fruits and the vegetables, and then what happens is they get pushed in the back and we don't eat them. First thing we need to do when we bring those fruits and vegetables into our home is to prep them. Make a big salad like we're going to show you. Look in the back of the refrigerator, find what you can find. Be creative with it. The number one thing you need to stop doing to save money on food is stop wasting it. Stop taking money and just throwing your food away. And that means eating it before it spoils. Preparing it before it spoils. We're going to turn this camera around. We're going to get in the kitchen and we're going to show you a bunch of ways we took odds and ends and turned them into amazing meals. Let's get right to it. First thing we're starting with is the produce drawer. And Paul is making a salad. We had some romaine lettuce that needed to be used up, carrots, a cucumber, some celery. The problem with produce is if it sits in the drawer, we don't remember to use it. Well, at least we don't. So by having the salad already made, we just grab it at dinner time and it's perfect. So Paul's going to get started on that. Paul is making the salad. I went through the refrigerator. I have 4 apples that need to be used up, a small head of cabbage that I was supposed to make coleslaw out of that I never got to, quarter of a loaf of banana bread, and we have a couple tablespoons of candied pecans that I found in the freezer. We need to really be creative with these ingredients because if not, they're going to get wasted, they're going to go bad. So let's get to work. I have 4 apples that need to be used up. I have great intentions of eating these apples for lunch and then I don't. So we do not want them to go to waste. I have this book, the Farm Journal's Country Cookbook, which a very, very sweet, wonderful subscriber sent me. and it is just a plethora of wonderful recipes. So we are going to make the no crust apple pie. Here's the recipe. It looks economical. It looks easy. So let's get to work on this. I am going to be deviating from this recipe just a little. Surprise, surprise, right? It calls for 6 apples. I'm using 4. I don't think there'll be a problem. It also says to cook the apples first. Mix apple slices with a 1/2 cup of sugar, cinnamon, and water in a saucepan. Cook about 10 minutes. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna mix the apples with the sugar and the water and put them right in the pie plate. Paul is coring and peeling the apples for me using our little apple peeler core. I know a lot of you guys have seen this already on my channel. One of the greatest gadgets. It's effortless. While it's taking the peel off, it's also spiralizing the apple. And then when you take it off, core comes right out and the apples are all ready to go. We just take a knife and run it through it. So we'll cut up our apples and then I just slice them in half, and you can see we just have half moon slices now. I put them in a big bowl. Now, being that we're only using 4 apples and not the 6, it called for a 1/2 cup of water, but I'm only going to add a 1/4 cup. I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of sugar. It seems like a lot, doesn't it? Oh my goodness.
What was the original recipe?
Yeah, the original called for a 1/2 cup, so I'm going to do about 1/3. Okay, I just did 1/3. I think that will be good. And I'm going to put in about a teaspoon of cinnamon. Now I'm going to mix this all together. Try to separate these apples so that wonderful sugary cinnamon gets all over everything. Now I just have a 9-inch pie plate. And I'm going to put these apples right in here. Scrape all that goodness. Don't waste anything because that's where all that yummy flavor is. In the same bowl, because why dirty another bowl, we have 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to take 1/2 cup of flour, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to sift this all together. With a fork, I am just creaming the butter into the dry ingredients to make the topping for the pie. Now I'm going to take those pecans that I showed you earlier, and I'm just going to add them to the pie as a special little treat. Why not, right? Don't waste them. So I'm just going to take this now, and I'm going to put it all over the top. Great way to use up apples. It'll be a lovely dessert to share with others. And I'm using up what I had. We're going to bake this for 45 minutes in a preheated 350-degree oven or until the apples are tender. This came out perfect. Look at that bubbling goodness. It cooked at 350 for 45 minutes and it's perfect. Look at the candied pecans throughout. This looks delicious. We're going to let it cool for quite some time because this is actually boiling hot. It looks so great and the house smells divine. Here we have a 1/4 loaf of leftover banana bread. We're going to try to dry this bread and make a cookie out of it. Let's see what we can do with that. You can see this bread is pretty dried out. It's been in the refrigerator a couple days. So I'm thinking the best way to use this is to actually dry it out a little bit more. I cut them into about 1/2-inch slices, and I'm just going to cut them into fingers. So they basically look like this. And what we'll do is we will pop them in the oven, but we're going to keep turning them. We're going to crisp them until they actually become dry, like a biscotti. I am going to bake them for 10 minutes at 350 degrees while the pie is cooking as well. What this does is just take a little bit of an end of a dried banana bread that Paul and I are not eating. So let's see what happens. 10 minutes at 350, we're going to pull it out and we're going to turn them. These cook for 10 minutes at 350 degrees And now what I'm going to do is turn each of them over. These are going to be amazing. I am actually super psyched. This is something really different. So we're going to put these in for about another 5 minutes at 350 and we'll check them. So these cooked for a total of 10 minutes on one side. Then you saw we turned them, and I cooked them for about 7 minutes on the other side. This is a very, very important part. You have to take them off the pan carefully because they're hot and put them on a wire rack so the air can get around them and they can dry out even more. Now what you can do with these is dip the ends of them in melted chocolate, make it super fancy. Just another way to turn a leftover into something a little different. So we have this tiny baby head of cabbage and we are going to prep it today. We're doing it. We're going to make some coleslaw. Very, very simple recipe. So we just need 2 carrots, a little head of cabbage, some lemon juice, a little Dijon mustard, mayo. You can use any kind of vinegar. We love balsamic. Probably add a little bit of sugar, salt, and pepper. Once it's prepped and it's coleslaw, we can have it with our lunch. We can have it with our dinner as a side dish. It's done. The more meal prepping you do to get in the fridge and the freezer, the better off we are. So let's get right to this. So we're going to make the dressing for the coleslaw first. I've got just about a 1/3 cup of mayonnaise, 2 teaspoons of sugar. I know a lot of people don't like sugar in their coleslaw. We actually do. That's about 1.5 tablespoons of lemon juice. And we're going to add our 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. But by all means, you can use white vinegar, apple cider vinegar, whatever works for you. Add some fresh ground pepper. Now it does call for salt, but the mayonnaise has enough salt for us. Please add salt to taste and just a little tiny bit of Dijon mustard, just to give it a little kick. Now I am going to whisk this all together. And the sweetness of the balsamic is really good with coleslaw, we think.
I'm going to try to cut this in half. I'm going to try to take out the core carefully. Don't cut your fingers. Slice.
The cabbage is all cut up, and now Paul is just grating 2 carrots in with the cabbage, just to give it some sweetness, some color. This is just a simple, easy coleslaw for a weeknight meal with stuff that you probably already have on hand. So now we are just going to dress this coleslaw. So this is all mixed together. Now we're going to cover it and let it sit for several hours in the refrigerator until we're ready to serve it. We just tasted it. What'd you think, Paul?
It was good. I like my coleslaw a little on the tangy side, but then when Emmy tried it, woo!
Yeah, it was,
she made a face. I said, okay, it must be good enough.
it was definitely that tangy, zippy, delicious coleslaw taste. I think this is going to be absolutely perfect as a side dish. And we used up that cabbage. It wasn't just sitting in there. So I feel better. It's ready. It's prepped now. And it's good to go. We were busy in the kitchen, but it was so worth it. I know this looks funny. The best thing we made were these biscottis. They are... Hold on. I'm back. I'm telling you, that bread would have gone out to the birds. And I was like, I'm not doing it. It was fine. It wasn't moldy. I had to come up with a way to reinvent that piece of bread so it would be delicious. And it was beyond delicious. The apple pie, wow. No crust, simple basic ingredients. We used up the coleslaw. We made a salad. These were things then we ate within the next day or two. You know, we're all busy. And there's nothing worse when you're hungry. You open the refrigerator and just see ingredients. You're not going to want to take that head of cabbage when you're hungry and start making coleslaw out of it. Everything is done. Yes, for meal prep. Yes, for food prep. And no for wasting food. The second thing we want to say, stop doing if you want to save money on food, is buying prepared food. And when I say prepared food, foods that someone else prepares for you and you purchase. That apple pie that we made. It was basically 4 apples that we bought at 99 cents a pound, some flour, a little bit of sugar, cost just probably around $1 to make that pie. I went online to a universal store, which was Walmart. Frozen apple pie, $4.48. And if you were to buy the same pie at the bakery, it would cost you $4. So $3 in your pocket by not wasting food. The same thing with the coleslaw. 11 ounces of a bag of just chopped cabbage is $1.77. We bought that whole head of cabbage for 69 cents. And if you were to buy coleslaw completely prepared with the dressing on it, it was $3.29. We made it way less than $1. Absolutely. So we just saved another $2 at least by not wasting food. The biscottis I just showed you, hands down, were like the best ever. Honestly, such a silly thing, but they came out so good. The cheapest biscottis I could find at Walmart were $3 a package. Ours basically cost nothing, because if we didn't make those biscottis, that bread would have gone to the birds. It was such a save, and they were so delicious. And also the salad. I thought I paid $2.29 for that head of romaine. I actually, when I looked at the receipt, paid $1.99 for organic romaine, that entire bunch. A 9-ounce bag of prepared salad, you know, the greens in a bag, $2.68 at Walmart. We got a whole head that we can use for many, many salads. The second thing you should not be doing if you want to save money on food is buying it already prepared. Get the ingredients and do it yourself. The third one that you should not be doing if you want to save money on food is eating out. I know basic, I know simple, but seriously, not only are grocery store prices going up, but have you looked at the prices in your local restaurant, even your fast foods? They have gone up between 6 and 8%. That is a tremendous amount. I cannot discourage you from doing anything more than eating your meals prepared out. I don't understand why people complain about the high prices of food, honestly, and then continue to eat out. They'll admit it's not in their budget. They'll admit they paid a lot, but they continue to do it. And I don't mean to be preachy. What I'm trying to do is just encourage you. These are 3 simple, easy ways that you can save a ton of money. Because if prices are going up in the food stores, you know they're going up in your favorite restaurant. We need to be diligent about eating home as much as we can with food that we prepared ourselves. And there are tons of ways that we teach you all the time on what to do. Shop the loss leaders. Cut back on your meat and poultry. Stretch the meat and poultry with grains. There's so many ways. So we hope this video was encouraging. We hope it blessed you. We love that you have stopped by to spend this time with us. We appreciate you so much. If you enjoyed this video, please be so kind, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. And the question of today is, give me your #1 tip for saving money on food right now. What is the one thing you all have been doing to save money on food right now? And we appreciate you doing these comments, because by doing so, you encourage us and we learn from you all. So thank you. Thank you again for being here. We ask you to be safe. We ask you to stay well. And above all, we wish you blessings. Until our next video, bye-bye.